we present Mrs. Jiggles, The Early Years. Episode 6, Mrs. Jiggles has a wobble.
I'm so glad you're still here, Mary.
You locked the door, Mrs. Jiggles.
Locked the door, yes, that's right. You got to keep the draughts out. I knew a man who died of a draught once.
How did he die of a draught?
He went to close the window and fell out. Now then, you'll recall that Mrs. Gout had cornered me in the carpet factory and wanted her book of recipes. Oh, I couldn't let her have it, Mary. It was my future.
Run, Jiggles!
Where to, Bucket?
The exit!
Oh! But it was no good. We were running round and round in circles. I was following Bucket, he was following his eccentric master, Lord Chucklington Smythe, and he was following me.
Woof!
It's Scrubby, the carpet factory dog. He'll know the way out.
So we all followed Scrubby, and before we knew what was what, we was all standing round a tree.
Give him a minute. Right-o.
Whew, and off we went.
Woof!
Follow, Scrubby.
Oh, I say. 12 trees and a gorse bush later, we drew to an halt.
We live just round the corner. Come on, Jiggles.
I'm not sure if I should.
Of course you should, dear lady. The master needs a new cook. No one ever stays long.
Well...
Woof!
Scrubby's decided he wants you to join our little household.
So I did. I entered domestic service with Lord Chucklington Smythe. It was a strange house. Shall I go down to the kitchen, sir?
No, the kitchen's upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yes, you see, throwing food down's much quicker than canning it up, so it stays hotter.
Well, that makes sense.
Now I must go and check my caterpillar collection. Poor little chaps seem to be fading away, whereas Daphne's butterfly collection is going from strength to strength.
Who's Daphne?
Lady Daphne. She's the lady of the house.
Oh, I wondered if she'd be as pleased to employ me as his lordship was.
A new cook. Oh, how lovely. Lots and lots of food, please, Jiggles, and lots of it.
Oh, I needn't have worried. She was a woman after my own heart. And afterwards, madam, custard and custard.
Oh, no, I don't like custard. How about a nice big jelly?
Oh, well, that was a predicament, Mary. It required careful thought. Mr. Wobble! Oh, thank Jiggles I have found you.
Young Miss Jiggles, my bride to be who jilted me at the altar and tore my heart in two.
That's the one. It's on again.
What?
The wedding.
But how? Why? It's not my jelly you're after, is it?
No. But you do still have your jelly empire.
Of course. Wobble's jelly towers over the dessert tables of the world. If I had a penny for every packet of jelly I sold, why, I'd be a lot poorer than I am now. I charge 4 and 9pence.
Then let's get wed. And we did, Mary. That very day I became Mrs. Jiggles Wobbles.
Mrs. Wobbles Jiggles?
Yes, dear. I always agree with your lawful wedded spouse, Mary, even though they'll be wrong. Then you just do what you want to do anyway, 'cause they never notice. Now then, back to her ladyship, with all the jelly he wants and all the custard his lordship wants.
Lovely.
Wonderful.
Everything was going swimmingly until my wages was due.
There ain't no money, I'm afraid.
No money?
No money.
No money at all?
No money at all.
Oh.
Thing is, Jiggles, his lordship spends it all on the caterpillars. Do you know how much a caterpillar costs up west?
No.
Nor does he, so they charge him what they like.
Oh, it's an outrage.
It is. I told you cooks never stay long here.
Wobble and me can't afford to stay where we don't get paid. Stands to reason, Bucket.
There might be an answer.
Might there?
Yeah. I wonder what it is.
Then I had an idea.
Why don't we turn the huge upstairs kitchen into a trifle factory?
Why don't we turn the huge upstairs kitchen into a trifle factory? So we did. It wasn't long before we, the Jiggle Joggle Custard and Jelly Factory, was going full tilt, pouring out custards and jellies for everyone, rich or poor, but mainly rich.
I still think we should call it the Wobble Wobble.
Yes, dearest, but we didn't. Everything was going marvellously. As the trifles came out of the bowl, Bucket threw them through the window where his lordship caught them.
Trifle, tally-ho! Trifle, tally-ho! Trifle, tally-ho! Trifle, beg pardon? Trifle, eh?
Then one day, something went unexpectedly wrong.
The mixing spoons have stopped turning. Something must have gone unexpectedly wrong.
Now, you know what I always say, Mary?
Yes, Jiggles.
It's never too soon to use a spoon to mix ingredients up. It's good in a bowl or a bucket or a jug or even in a cup. I couldn't ever contemplate a pudding or a pie, a stew or roast or casserole. Why, I could not get by without a trusty spoon in my hand, and here's the reason why. Oh, mixing, stirring round, it's the only method that I've found to get the food all into one. It's very hard work, but it's also fun.
It's very hard work, but it's also fun.
Gold and silver, even wood, mixes things just like it should. All good food requires a stir, so use a spoon like this one here. So we all grabbed a spoon and started stirring by hand.
Well done, everybody. We must get the order out.
Meanwhile, his lordship and her ladyship ships were unpacking.
I say, Daphne, this extra cash is going to get the old place back to its former glory. Well, the jelly's all right, but this custard's making me want to sneeze.
Shoo! Now, you probably think the force of her sneeze knocked the vat of custard over and swept us all away in an unstoppable torrent. Well, you couldn't be more wrong.
Woof!
It scared the dog.
Woof! Woof!
No, Scrubby! Mind the pot! Scrubby jumped up, and the force knocked the vat of custard over and swept us all away in an unstoppable torrent.
Woof! Woof!
Oh, I say! Look at an order of monks. I didn't order that.
And before you knew it, Mr. Wobble, trying to go to the rescue, slipped and fell into the jelly vat. And the rest is history. I found myself propelled by the flowing custard along the streets. The monks were still with me, and Bucket and his lordship ships, but poor Mr. Wobble had vanished from sight. There was only one thing to do. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm going to have to jiggle. I'm going to have to.
No, Jiggles, don't do it.
I'm a jiggling.
No, or must. Remember what happened last time. Look out, Daffers. Ow!
I grabbed hold of the nearest thing.
Oh, I say.
Oh, sorry. I grabbed hold of the second nearest thing, and at last my jiggling brought us to safe harbour.
Where are we, Jiggles?
I don't know, Bucket.
I think we're marooned far out at sea on an island of custard.
It's the order of monks. They came with us.
I'm Brother Epsilon, this is Brother Absolute, and this is Brother Barnabas. We're an alphabetical order.
Lovely. Then our troubles really began. How were we to get to dry land, stranded miles from shore, in the middle of the ocean, on an island of custard?
I don't know, Mrs. Jiggles.
Well, Mary, I'll tell ya. And it's no good trying to get up the chimney, it's blocked.
An order of monks. I didn't order that.
Oh, anything for a cheap gag.